What's going on, guys? Gamster coming at you for another video today. We have Gears of War 4. Now, this was on my other channel until it was deleted. The video wasn't that good out of my opinion, so I figured I'm going to go ahead and redo it for you guys, as well as give you the story some, as well as my review and predictions about the next game. So I'm just going to go ahead and get right into it. Gears of War 4 takes off 25 years after the third, after the Gears have unleashed the emulsion and have killed off the Locust Horde, and then now you take place as the main character JD Phoenix, which is the child of Marcus and Anya Phoenix, and you also are accompanied by his friends Dale and Kate, and they are outsiders with the colonists that are no longer with the COG army. Him and Dale were part of the COG army until they deserted after Marcus informed them not to leave, but they are infiltrating colonist settlements so that way they can get provisions or anything they need. And during this time they come across robots that are led by Jen, the governor of the COG army, and she informs them that she knows that they are the ones that are killing or taking her colonists, and they're like, what are you talking about? We don't know what you're talking about. She says, yeah, you do. After threatening them, after fighting off hordes of robots, they go back to the colony where Kate's mother is in charge of that colony, and they inform her that Jen's robots is on the way. She tells them, what'd you do? They inform her what happened, and then they're getting ready to defend the colony. After Jen's main robot comes, she gives them a warning to give them over to know where the other colonists are. She says, I don't know what you're talking about, but this ain't gonna be like Settlement 5. She destroys the robot and tells everyone to get ready, we got a fight coming. And as soon as that happened, they defend the colony after defending all the rest of the colonists, and they finally realize that something's going on bigger than what Jen did inform them on. Then Kate's mom informs them to get the generator on because there has been months without power, so they got to get the generator on. As soon as that happens, they get the generator back on, and Kate starts hearing noises. The next thing you know, something starts attacking within the colony, and someone shuts the door, tells them to stay inside. Kate's mom locks them inside, and she starts fighting off these things called the Swarm. This is the first time that they're introduced within the game, because that is what JD as well as Kate and Dell calls them. And once they finally get free, everyone is gone. There's blood, there's some type of goo everywhere. JD's like, I don't know what this is, and Dell tells him there's one person they know. He says no. They're like, who? And more likely, yes, it is Marcus. So they head to Marcus's estate, where it is him and Anya's home, where they raise James, aka JD. So now JD has to convince his father that there's a new threat on the rise, as well as he has to put his own differences aside since they do not see eye to eye, and be able to confront this new threat. They get to the estate, they find Marcus, they start talking to him. He says, I'm not going to help you with anything. He goes, Dad, this has nothing to do with the COG. He says, it has everything to do with the COG. I told you not to go outside, or that they would do this. What'd you do? He says, I told you not to do this. What'd you do? And he says, Dad, take a damn look at this. So he finally takes a look at it. He says, shit. He says, what is that? He says, it's something that they crystallized themselves after they died. He says, I'm not sure. He says, but we need to find out if the locusts are back. And right when that happened, Jen breaks in the door. She gives Marcus a warning to give them over. He says, I've never been good at taking orders like that. And then he chainsaws the robot, basically saying, I fuck you. And then he starts getting on his son's side as well as his friends, and he basically is now on the run with them after fighting off hordes of robots to get through the estate. They finally armor up, get back on their armor, and Marcus says, time to introduce the old COG to the new COG. Get these bucket of bolts out of my damn house. After fighting off more hordes of robots, they finally get off the estate, and they're going off to a dump site where Marcus informs them that they are going to check out one of the dump sites that they buried the locust at, because there was no way they couldn't burn the bodies or destroy them since they were crystallized. It was too strong. So after going through this town right near the dump site, as well as dealing with the weather, since the weather has gotten more crazy after the emulsion hit, which is one of the theories in the game, Marcus sees, as well as the team sees, that there are bodies everywhere within pods, and they are harvesting them to create juvies/drones, which you find out later on in the game. And something is taking them. Next thing you know, they see a thing called a snatcher, and it takes Marcus within it, and it goes off JD as well as Dell and Kate are now on their own, and they gotta find a way to get Marcus back before he becomes one of those things they found on a pod. After firing off hordes and hordes and hordes of the swarm that they are now calling this new threat, they finally realize that they are using Sora-like bodies from the Locust, as well as they find out later on in the game when they finally rescue Marcus that the Locust never died, that they are somehow still connected to these things, that the ones that survived are using to create a new breed called the Locust, to, the Swarm, to make it stronger, and the Locust is somehow still alive within them. They are just evolving to be better creatures and better soldiers for whatever army, and they are harvesting people. And Marcus said that he was connected to Kate's mother, and he does not know how that she is connected. All he knows is that she knows she's somehow still alive. He informs Kate of this. She says, we gotta go. And after fighting off more hordes of the swarm, they finally get out of the dump site, and then they go after Kate's mom, because Kate is now hell-bent on saving her mother, because now after she saved JD's father, it is her turn to save her mother. So JD, Kate, Dell, and Marcus go through more hordes of the swarm to fight off and get to where her mother is being held, which is going to be the main site. And Marcus is like, we gotta call backup, and she's like, what if we call backup with you? It'd be too late. And he says, well, I don't know what's going to happen. She says, neither do you. So Kate finally tells him we need to go after him. He says, okay, but we need to call backup. So he finally says he's going to call backup. We just don't know who, but there's a few ideas within us in the game. And then finally, after finding off more swarms, they finally get to a calling center where they're able to call for help. And after finding off more swarms, help finally arrives, and it is Baird and Cole in the flesh. They are back. They finally help out our heroes, new heroes, and they are now going to help them return to the fight and get back in the action. And now, it also, after they go through more and more and more of them, they finally see where Marcus was right, that you need backup. They use heavy robots to go through more swarms of the horde, and they finally just start ripping them apart. They go across a big main boss monster that's protecting where Kate's mom is, and they finally destroy it. But then they get into where Kate's mom is, and she is hooked up to the swarm hive, and they are using her almost like a queen. And we also, she's telling her that if you unplug me, that that'll kill me, but do it. And then JD's saying no, but Kate's saying yes, because her mom does not want to become this thing, and JD does not know what else to do or how to help her. So they finally walk away. Kate has no choice but to cut her mother from this hive network and finally destroy it. And once she does, she gives Kate her mother's necklace. And when she does, they say, we got to get you out of here. Kate's like, I don't need protection. Marcus is like, no, you need time. And that's kind of how it ends. After she says that my mother gave me my grandmother's necklace, it's beautiful. And then at the back we realize it is the Locust symbol, that she is a granddaughter of the Locust Queen. Now there has been so much speculation on what the fifth one's going to be like. That one really took us for a loop. Like, since JD and Kate are technically together, which you can see throughout the entire story, how's that going to affect them? Is what is going on? Like, how is this going to really affect their relationship as well as the story? Are we going to see more of Kate's ancestral background sometime within the story of the fifth one, as well as are they going to find out, and Kate's going to find out, that she's related to the Locust Queen, and that there is more of a connection on, they are trying to bring back the Locust for a certain reason, to be better than humankind, as well as are they going to use Kate to bring back the Locust, but in that swarm form, because the Locusts are using the swarm, becoming the swarm, to become better creatures and soldiers, like I stated. Now, I really enjoyed the game, guys. I really loved it. Gears of War is one of my favorite games of all time. It's a lot of packed action, great story, great graphics, great fun, great customization, a lot of just fun hours of gaming. I really enjoyed it. I still will play it to this day. I can't wait for the fifth one. It's going to be amazing what the story is going to be like when the fifth one finally does come out. And I really just wanted to make this video again for you guys because I really loved Gears of War, my love for it. And I hope you guys did enjoy playing the game as well. And so put a comment down below what you thought about this game and everything about it. Are you ready for the 5th one? Because my ideas for the 5th one are all over the place. I really don't know what's going to happen in the 5th one. I'm really hoping that they dive into Kate's history at some point. I am hoping that they reveal that she's somehow related to the Locust Queen. They finally find a reason on why she's related to the Locust Queen, other than, oh, she's related to the Locust Queen, because there's been books and there's been theories and speculation on why she is related to the Locust Queen, or how the Locust Queen became the Locust Queen. There's so much theories as well as speculation on the Gears of War history of all these characters. So I really enjoyed going into this, because as a fan of this franchise, I truly enjoy it. I truly love diving into these reviews and in these games and giving you guys my full opinion, because I think it's just awesome to see and hear where we go, because obviously there's so much more that can happen within this franchise as well, because for Gears of War, it's been a long award-winning franchise, and that there's so much more that you can dive into these characters as well as the story, come up with your own theories, come up with your own solutions on why this happened and why this happened. But for the overall story, for them picking up right where they left off, because the first 3 games as well as Judgment was a huge pick up after all that, and they really took their time and did amazing for the story and the graphics and the gameplay and everything. So I gotta give this a 10 out of 10. Again, guys, I really enjoyed the game. It was just off the wall. I played it like I don't know how many times. I'll still play it. Gears of War just has that that draws you in about, you know, family, loyalty, friendship, fighting off monsters, and doing the common good for what you need to do. So it really has that kick-ass back to it, and it was really, because they dived into how before the war, during the war, right before the war ended, and then after the war, and then now they're about to go into another war. So I really enjoyed it, because also you got to come up with these new characters that are these enemies, and you're wondering how it comes to pass, because they didn't go into full detail on how the Locusts came back. They just know that they're back, and they're upgrading, they're basically become the swarm. So now we got to figure out, okay, why are they the swarm? Why are they using their bodies? Like, how are they more connected? Like, I think they're going to go into more detail of how they are connected when the 5th one does come out, because obviously a lot of people like myself want to go into more detail. Okay, how is the swarm and locust connected? Is there something there that we did not fully digest and understand, or fully put into a how can I put it, a issue on the fact of, is there a way we can fully go into it further than what we have? Is there something that we missed that was not fully on correct? I could be wrong on, maybe they did say it, because it's been a little bit since I did play the game, but I do remember the story and everything in my experience. I loved playing it. It was just a lot of fun, like I said. And you know what, guys? It was just a great game. So if you guys have not played this game yet, I really do suggest you really go play it, because it is one for all ages. It was one of those games where you come out and you gotta play it. So if you guys have not played it, go play it. Slap a like on this video, as well as subscribe to the channel if you're new. And also, I do, you know, put a comment down below. Let me know what you think about this review, what you thought about this game, and everything like that. So please let me know what your experience was. I gave you my experience was. I enjoyed all the gameplay. I enjoyed everything. So again, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Again, all my links are going to be down in the description below. And I like doing these game reviews for you guys. I hope you guys enjoy them as well. Again, go check out Gamster Industries. That is my site. That is everything. I am the one that runs it. I am the one that does it. This is the only YouTube site for Gamester Industries that is connected to it. So I do advise you only follow this one. So, but nevertheless, guys, I hope you guys have a good day, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a good day. See you next time.